told you that they were voting for him because of the economy, they were lying. I think people voted for him because this country, too many people in this country couldn't even think about voting for a black female. So when they, but they don't want to say, they're not going to say, I'm not voting for her because she's a woman or she's black. God forbid she's both. Oh, and by the way, she's married to a Jewish guy. They're not going to say that. They're going to say, I'm voting for him because of the economy. They're liars.
Hold on. Completely agree with a lot of what you say. But when we say they're liars, we don't mean all of them. Put your best spin on. Why would
he's a good businessman. They think he was going to make us money.
A good businessman, do good for the economy, and make money. Okay, smart guy. Why did good people vote for Trump?
Watch the economy getting ready to get fucked up. Watch the white people gonna start jumping out of windows, jumping off of bridges, taking hostage. They gonna go crazy because they money fucked up. Now black people, see, when our money get, we just have chicken dinners, fish fries, sell a little weed.
Nothing to say. There's nothing I would say, or I mean, he's not going to change. My food stamps just got taken, so I'm in a bit of a crisis here, trying to find out how I'm going to pay for food for the month. They closed my case. I think yesterday. I just found out today, so yeah. I mean, I'm getting a lot of people like saying, "Go Trump! Oh, yo, he's so awesome." Nothing. Wastes of life. I have no food now, so this kind of sucks. And you people still support him? Right here.
I'm sorry. It should be no surprise that there is an overall silence coming from the black community. Literally, America is crumbling to pieces, and you have barely heard a peep from black people. And I actually find it extremely surprising that people actually expect black people to feel sorry or feel some type of sympathy for the downfall of America. After everything that America has put us through, do you really think that we're all in silence sitting back thinking about now we can fix this shit and we can bring things back to the way they were? No and no. We do not want things to go back to the way they were. And you know what's crazy? I think a lot of people mistake this silence that's coming from the black community as a lack of awareness, as if maybe we don't know what's going on. You might see us dancing and having fun and playing around and shit still, and you might think, these niggas just don't take shit seriously. But I'll tell you what, at a certain point, niggas will stop dancing, niggas will stop singing, niggas will stop going along to get along. But we know America far too well. And we know that there's far too many traps, there's far too many booby traps, there's far too many things put in place that are meant to capture us, to catch us, to stop our forward progress. We know that most of our attempts at protest and revolution, they get quenched before they even really get started. So we just chilling, sitting back waiting. But you'll be a fool if you think that silence is a lack of awareness. And you know what? I really think that some of these people, I don't think what scares them the most is losing all that money and losing the access to certain privileges and whatnot. Of course that matters, but I think what really scares some of these people is that at a certain point of the degradation of this society, black people and other melanated peoples will feel this relief and sense that, hey, big brother's not right over my shoulder. Hey, I got a little room to groom now. And once this system starts to lose control and the people start to gain control, I think America will see a whole other side of black people that they thought didn't exist, that they thought maybe we got over. But I tell you what, there is an undeniable, unceasing fire, a burning rage, an endless series of traumatic energy that has built up over the years and years and generations. And I think the biggest fear is that one day that all that energy is going to be released back into the world. All that trauma, all that pain, all that exploitation, all those deeds that was done in the dark that maybe they thought they got away with. We have not forgotten. And I think the biggest fear is that, they're going to realize that we've been wearing a mask this whole time, that we've had to pretend to get along so we can have a job, or we can do our things in society and whatever in this world, to function in this world. But we never forgot the pain. We never forgot the trauma, and we never forgot what America has done to us. So fuck no, I don't feel sorry or sympathy for what's happening to this place. And I just think that whenever the next time black people move collectively, the next time you see us do some shit, it's gonna be a power move like you ain't never seen before. Because the move is gonna be energized by generations and generations of built up traumatic energy and rage and all this frustration that we've experienced here in this country. And once we ain't got nothing left to lose or nothing left to gain, what do you think's about to happen? So all I can say is, don't take that silence coming from the black community right now as a lack of awareness.
I'm also sorry for that, bro, right? Why wouldn't the black community be silent? It is not their fault that they are not crying out. It is not their fault that they're not coming out to laugh and cry and mourn and weep and say, oh, we are suffering, oh, we are finished, oh, we are gone. Do you know why? You can see from the first clip. You guys voted for the economy. You guys voted because this person has all the futures. Do you get the name Make America Great Again? So when I see white people coming out to lament, my food stamp is being taken, why are the black people not saying anything about the economy? Why are they not coming out to cry about the economy? I keep asking myself, like, why the hell do you want the black people to come cry about the economy? What's their business with the economy? You voted, you made your choice, especially for Trump supporters. You said this is who we actually wanted, and you guys actually got what you wanted. So why are the white people so pissed that the black community is not saying anything? If you have any reason, let me know in the comment section. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Thank you so much for always coming to support me. Thank you so much for tuning in on this particular video. Thank you for every single person dropping spare thanks for me. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are the best. I'll go ahead and roll out other clips I have for you guys. Then I'll be back with commentaries. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches using at today's episode. And just so you can know, this video is just for educational purposes, not to bash anybody. So feel free to correct me if you think I am wrong. But anyways, let's go and hear some of the stories why America is collapsing and why these white people are still pissed that black people are actually not saying anything. With that being said, let's go in.
Americans are so broke and they desperately try to justify their brokenness. I always get Americans tell me, but the people in Mexico, they only make $20 a day. You make $25 an hour and you're still broke. Sure, you drive the newest car, but the bank owns it. It's not yours. Let me see that title. You call yourself a homeowner, but your house is made out of drywall and paper, and you're going to be renting it for 30 years before you even own it. Sure, you went to college, and yeah, sure, you have a degree, but you're going to spend the rest of your life paying for it. Sure, you have the newest iPhone, you have name brand clothing, you have all the nice things, but your credit cards are maxed out. Most of Americans are one paycheck away from being homeless. The United States runs on credit. The United States runs on debt. Americans cannot function without credit. Instead of the United States of America, it should be called the United States of Minimum Payments. But according to Americans, we're the broke ones. But anyways, let me know what you guys think.
You're not struggling because you're poor. You're struggling because you live in the USA. You're struggling because prices have gone up tremendously, but the wages haven't. You're struggling because your bills continue to increase, but your wages haven't. You're struggling because you have greedy, corrupt CEOs of companies that are continuing to record record profits, but are refusing to pay their workers a livable wage. You're struggling because the country that prints money won't give that money back to its people. You're struggling because the country that is in $37 trillion and counting worth of debt somehow finds a way to give billions of dollars to fund new wars, but won't find any money to fund the poor. You're struggling because this country is stealing 30 to 40% of your income, if not more. You're struggling because after this country wrongfully took 30 to 40% of your income, they're telling you to pay more during tax season. You're struggling because homes that used to cost $150,000 to $200,000 10 to 15 years ago are now costing $400,000 if not $500,000. You're struggling because those starter homes that used to be seen as affordable are now being bought by large corporations. You're struggling because rent was under $1,000 10 to 15 years ago is now costing almost $3,000 for a one bedroom. You're struggling because these greedy landlords continue to increase the rent. You're struggling because a $100 grocery bill 10 to 15 years ago will get you a huge haul, will now only get you a few things in 2025. You're struggling because the gas that you used to fill up your car used to be $1 and some change per gallon is now almost $4 a gallon. You're struggling because the cost of having a good time and living life has gone up tremendously. An airplane ticket used to be $200 round trip is now $400 one way. It used to cost under $1,000 to enjoy a vacation. Now it's costing almost $3,000 to $4,000 depending on where you go. You're struggling because you're forced to get a second job just to make ends meet as things continue to skyrocket. You're struggling because the American dream is no longer the American dream. It's the American nightmare.
Can somebody explain to me in crayon eating terms why I make over 3 times the federal minimum wage and I cannot afford to live? And I do not want to hear the pull yourself up from your bootstraps, work 90 hours a week. That's not the goal, guys. That's not. That should not be our standard. I am so fucking tired of people being complacent with this uniparty, both of them fucking us over. When my parents were my age, they both made less than half of what I make and they lived alone. I cannot afford to live anywhere alone. A 1-bedroom apartment, $1,800. 2-bedroom apartment, $2,200. Who the fuck can afford that? It is embarrassing to come out and say that it is a struggle to survive right now, but I know so many people are struggling. And do not get me started on what my grandparents were doing. They $3,000 house. And yes, I understand inflation and all of the bullshit that they have been pulling with the Fed. Why are we allowing it? Why? And then I clock out of my shift. I am tired. I have to go home. And I check the news. Another 60 fucking billion to a country nobody can point out on a map. What are we doing? Where has the plot gone? We have lost it, folks. We have fucking lost it. The American dream is dead. It is over.
You know what I'm sick of? I'm sick of the food stamp office, okay? Okay, hang on. Before I get myself worked up, I just came here to talk about how I went from literally $1,700 in food stamps for a family of 3, okay? I don't work. I stay home every day. I'm not able to work, so I should be getting the maximum amount. Especially because he needs cereal, chips, pop. He needs all that. And I need my energy drinks. So I'm not going to have this taking me down from that much. And they took me all the way down to $120. Which they didn't even tell me why. I just got this notice in here. It says they were cutting me back on food stamps. So now I'm really going to have to cut back on everything. He's not going to be able to have his pop no more. He's not going to be able to have his cereal every day for breakfast and his chips that he eats all day long. Wow. Great. Thanks.
I'm just on here wondering if anybody's feeling the same way I'm feeling. I'm from Illinois, and I feel like the gas prices and the electric bills and the prices of food is just so overwhelming anymore. Like, I'm wondering if anybody else is feeling like they're drowning and they can't get out. I work overtime and I cannot get above water. I mean, I literally have no gas for next week. It was either that or get a few groceries to get by. I hit my local food pantries. I'm just wondering if anybody else feels like they're drowning. But anyway, I hope everybody...
Anyways, welcome back to the channel, guys. And I hope you guys have seen all of that clips that I actually have for you for today. And I just started doing some of my field research as well, throwing questions here and there. Why are these black people actually silent? Why are they not talking? Why are they not supposed to be shouting the way these white people are shouting? Do you think black people are not tired? You think they are not frustrated? You think as at this point, they don't have anything to say after you use your hand to say, make America great again, and you're making America to collapse, right? Anyways, let's get that into my research. Okay, so black community in America are truly not silent about the economic, so you can know, right? The economy collapsing, but there are several reasons why it may appear that way. So you can know that they are not really quiet. They are not just not saying anything, but there are some reasons, right? One, focus on survival. Many black families are already disproportionately affected by poverty, unemployment, and rising cost of living. For them, the collapse isn't a new economic struggle. It has been part of the daily life for generations. So instead of making noise, they focus on survival, pay rent, afford food, and keeps their jobs. Voices are ignored. Black leaders, activists, and organizations often speak out about economic inequality. However, mainstream media rarely amplifies their voices unless it is tied to protests or crisis, which makes it look like silence. Exactly. Disconnection from policy. Many in black community feel disconnected from Washington politics. They believe they believe that whether the economy grows or collapses, they are left behind anyways. So speaking may seem pointless. Other urgent issues like police brutality, systematic racism, mass incarceration, and housing insecurity often takes priority. When people are worried about staying alive and safe, the national economic feels like a distance problem. Grassroots conversation, not mainstream. Within churches, community centers, barbers shop, and local groups, black people do talk about inflation, housing, jobs, and debt. It just doesn't always reach the big platform where it would be noticed nationally. In general, black people are not completely silent. They are speaking in their own place, but those voices are often mute by mainstream narrative. Also, many are too busy fighting daily survival battles to lead national conversation about the whole economy. So you can see that black Americans too are not totally quiet about it. They are also feeling the heat, but just that the people that actually voted for the orange man are feeling the heat more than the blacks, right? So if you are sitting down there thinking that the heat is actually not visiting everybody, you are wrong. These people are already used to inequality. These people are already used to segregation. These people are already used to discrimination. So most of the times, even what they speak is being covered by the media. I think I saw one video where one white woman was actually saying that anything black people say that will actually be beneficiary to the whole world, it's actually going to be retracted for just a special benefit. And when I see videos like that online, I'll be like, that is it. So if black Americans are not coming here to cry about food, about this or that, don't think that they are also not passing through a lot. They are going through a lot, but just that the difference between you and them is your voice as a white person will be more heard than their voice. And another difference is you choose this, you choose to make America great again. They never advocated or choose for it. And I'll keep saying it, no matter who we choose, we do not have, I didn't give anybody that right to make us cry, to make us suffer, to make us go through what anybody is going through right now. I'm sorry, and I'm sending you hugs out there if you're going through a lot. But if you vote for this orange man, I wish you go through more. So that you can really understand what life is and then come back to realization, so that you will know that whenever it comes to voting, you don't just vote and put people in power. You vote because you feel like this person can handle it. And advice for people that are going to be voting in 2028. See, ask questions to people that are educated. Do research, watch videos before you choose your next leadership. If not, the collapse we are just seeing is just going to take another different turn. Anyways, like, comment, and share. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit belongs to original creators of every videos and clips we use in our today's episode. Right? Thank you for the super thanks. Thank you for always coming to support me. And yes, with no further ado, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Have it at the back of your mind that this is just for educational purpose. Nothing more, nothing less. We are educating each other. Correct me in the comment section if you think I am wrong. Okay? Bye for now. I love you. Don't touch the dial.